stared at the fraud alert notification from my bank on my phone, a cold smirk forming on my lips. Of course, they still hadn't given up. I immediately called the bank back and confirmed the failed transaction. Simone had tried to book a luxury chalet using my card details, but because I'd set up a requirement for SMS verification for large transactions, their attempt had failed. I didn't need to guess who it was. Dad not only remembered the name of the resort, but had even memorized the last 4 digits of my card number. How? Thoughtful. Would you like me to cancel this card and issue a new one? The bank representative asked politely. Please do, I replied, my voice eerily calm. After hanging up, I looked around my apartment. The Christmas tree stood quietly in the corner, decorations half finished. I hadn't had the heart to continue since that night at my parents' house. But now, looking at the lights and ornaments, they suddenly didn't seem so painful anymore. The new card arrived 3 days later. During that time, my phone was unusually silent. No missed calls, no angry voicemails, not even any more accusing texts from Rachel. This silence was louder than any noise. On the day before Christmas Eve, I got an unexpected call from my cousin. Amy, we'd been close as kids, but life had pulled us in different directions. Travis, she began hesitantly. I didn't want to bother you, but I thought you should know. Your dad just sent a mass email saying the Christmas gathering is moving to their house because, and I quote, certain selfish decisions forced the cancellation of the original plans. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. Of course, Dad was carefully crafting his narrative, painting me as the villain who ruined family Christmas. Thanks for telling me. Amy, what happened? The email was vague, but it heavily implied this was all your fault. They disinvited me from Christmas, so I canceled the chalet reservation that was on my credit card, I explained succinctly. There was a pause on the other end of the line. Then Amy said softly, wow, so they not only kicked you out of the family gathering, but expected you to pay for it too. Basically. Amy sighed. You know, they did something similar to me a few years back. I just graduated, couldn't find a job, was crashing in your parents' basement, Thanksgiving Day, because I forgot to arrange your mom's cutlery in the correct order. They told me in front of everyone that I wasn't welcome at family functions anymore. My heart sank. I never heard about that. You were working abroad, remember? And I was too ashamed to tell anyone. Until now, I guess. Her voice trembled slightly. So if you have any alternative plans for Christmas Eve, maybe we could spend it together? The offer took me by surprise, and a warmth spread through my chest. Actually, I said, I have an idea. After hanging up, I sprang into action first. I rebooked the chalets at the resort. Not one, but 3 adjacent ones, using my brand, new credit card. Then, I started making calls. I called Amy and her new husband. I called Uncle Mark, whom I hadn't seen since college, the one who'd been sidelined by the family after his divorce. I even called Aunt Helen, my grandmother's old friend who spent every Christmas alone because her kids lived overseas. Everyone's reaction was the same. Surprise, then hesitation, and finally, acceptance when I explained everything was already taken care of. On Christmas Eve morning, our caravan, Amy and her husband, Uncle Mark, Aunt Helen, and